Hey there, welcome back to Tennille Talks. So in this reading, I'm seeing at some point you cut ties with somebody who would have been considered a spy. They were in your life to monitor or to act as a surveillance. And what they were there to do is they were watching for the perfect time, for the perfect moment to send, and I'm seeing the Chariot. And so they wanted to know when they would most be successful in, this is spiritual war. And so they send in this Page of Swords type energy, right? And this Page of Swords type energy is supposed to kind of work with you long enough to figure out the timing, the rhythm of your life. When do you wake up? When do you go to bed? Well, what do you do? Well, how do you do it? Why do you do it? Who's around you, right? And this person, you could have met them in a store, at church, right? In a new group that your children are attached to. You could have picked this person up anywhere, right? This is giving me the energy of like a hitchhiker. In life, many times there are a lot of people who are going to want to get in your car and ride with you. They don't want to get to the end. They're not trying to get to the destination. They just want to know the details of your trip so that they can interrupt and reroute you anywhere other than your natural destination that you intended. And so this is giving me the energy of a hitchhiker, somebody that just wanted to ride along, but they were riding along to see, to sense, to hear, to ask, to dig, right? To undress you. But their intentions were evil, meaning something wicked, something immoral was driving them. A gesture means, hey, I see you. I see you. I want to help you. I want to assist you. If you need a hand, this is what I can offer. And sometimes gestures can be really in the form of an exchange. I assist and help and recognize you, and in turn, this will come back to me. Even if it's not through the person that offers you the assistance, it can come back another way. And so something about this hitchhiker was supposed to bring some type of an exchange, right? Maybe they said they would help you. Maybe they said they could help you. Hey, I can pick your kids up on those days, no problem, Or, hey, I know how to do that. Let me do this. Or, I know this and you don't, right? Whatever it is, this person felt like they could offer or assist. Hey, let me help you with that. Is that heavy? Like that kind of energy. But this was a hitchhiker. This was somebody that was surveilling you, right? And I know this because we have the energy of the moon, which talks about something being cloaked. If you walk outside of your house in broad daylight and the sun is shining, you look left to right, most, if not many of the things in front of you are going to be visible. But if you do the same thing, walk outside of your house, look left to right in the night, when the moon is shining, so much is unseen. And so this gesture only was supposed to show you just a little, but much of the intentions behind this offer was dark. It would not have favored you. And so this was a person who was a pleasure seeker, right? And they were looking to benefit off of the fact that you are a hard worker. You're generous. You might be patient or loyal, right? I'm getting the energy of Taurus. Taurus is about sustaining stability. And so you could have been gaining your stability or looking in some way like you needed, right? Security. And so maybe this person says, oh, I saw you stumble, or, oh, I know how to fix that. Let me, And so however they felt that they could help you gain your stability, that was their way in. That was the gesture. It was to help you do something that you were already doing. You were already moving in that direction. When somebody says, hey, you're at point A and I can get you to point B. Have they ever been at point A? Have they ever been at point B? And so people can't really take you anywhere that they haven't visited or been or explored or experienced themselves, right? We're looking for people that have walked a certain path, right? Those are the people. What I'm saying is that some gestures are empty. They are just a hitchhiker trying to ride. They don't have anything. They're bringing no bags in the vehicle, right? You know, if you're riding for a while, sometimes you want some snacks. Sometimes you need some blunts or some cigarettes, or do you have an extra lighter in the event mine runs out on this trip, right? Like, what do you have that contributes to this road trip? Do you have a bomb playlist, right? Some people are getting in your vehicle, aka your life, or whatever it is you're building or growing or attempting to stabilize, and they're saying, hey, I can help you, but they don't have anything. It's just mouth. They're just talking. And that's not to be rude or disrespectful, but you know they don't have it because it's not evident in their own space. Okay? Your self-esteem, your self-worth, and your ego would not allow you to bind or connect yourself to anything that is immoral, wicked, evil. There's just an energy that you are not ever going to be fluid with, right? I mean, darkness, and listen, the light and the dark, yeah, we need it all, but your mission exposes the darkness. And so for you to partner, for you to bind or tie yourself to anything dark, it would be impossible, because you just being you would break it down, would destroy it, right? And so the idea is, I am going to destroy you before you destroy me, but you didn't even know that you were trying to destroy anybody, right? The gesture came to you. You didn't go to it. It came to you. You cut ties with this situation. Literally, you could have done a cord cutting, but you cut ties with the situation when you recognize that it would have caused a judgment. It would have brought a judgment upon you, because it was not what it said. It was cloaked as something it was not, right? This is like, you know, you having a date who is beautiful in every way, but then before the night is over, it rains. And who you saw before the rain fell and who you saw after, it is unbelievable, right? This is what that gesture would have been. When it came in, it was beautiful. It was everything you needed it to be. But one storm, if one event comes, right? If an obstacle or a challenge or anything comes your way, while you are attached to this person, you are going to see this thing transform in a way that you did not prepare for, right? And so it can't accommodate you, it can't help you, it can't assist you. Now, this gesture was supposed to stroke you emotionally. Listen, emotion is everything. If and when you master your emotion, I'm telling you, you have won. You have won, right? Because your emotions, those are your waters. That's what gets you going. That's what moves your body in a certain direction. Those signals, you know, you can't help how the human body responds. You can't help it, but the way you consciously respond to it is where the mastery is. And at some point, you learn to override your systems, and nothing outside of you has the ability to manipulate you. But that is what this was supposed to do, right? The strategy is that we would get this person to connect, to bind, to agree, to accept whatever this thing is, right? And the way we would do it is they would pour into you emotionally, right? And so when it comes in, this is giving me love bombing. So when it comes in, they fill your cups. They compliment you. They tell you how good you're doing. They tell you how right? They fill your cups. This is how it begins. They have to initiate an emotional process. And so these people, this gesture, this offer, although evil, the initial entry will seem emotional, loyal. This is giving me emotional intelligence, nurturing, creative, right? It'll seem that way when it comes in, right? That's before the rain and the makeup washes off. But at some point it is supposed to switch. And when it switches, it is supposed to disturb you internally. But guess what? You've been here before. This gesture, you've received these offers before. You've gotten this before. Right? This was an experience, this was training, and this was development that you have seen somewhere along your way, which is why you knew you needed to cut ties. Because you could sense the truth of what this truly was. Do I want to put my time and energy into this? I hear what you're saying, but I feel something. I sense something. Right? It's like you're getting mixed emotions. And so their strategy was to offer you something so that they could stay in your vehicle long enough to figure out the proper time to send the real attack forward, right? And so what do you want to do when you want to learn your enemy? You look like them so that, one, they don't recognize that you are their enemy. So you dress like them. You act like them. You have to study them for a period of time. Right? Because you want to become a familiar energy that they welcome in. And so this is what spies and hitchhikers, this is what they do in order to figure out your rhythm, your method, your schedule. Because they need to know the specific timing to send a curse, to send the attack. Right? They want to know, how do I move forward successfully? Sweetheart, you don't even know that you are like on somebody's mind, heart, and spirit in the way that you are. The fact that they would send, and this is, this is the truth. You are the target. And whoever comes towards you offering a gesture, knowing that they have that they are a part of an entirely different plan. That person is truly the victim. You are the target, but that person is the victim. Because how many times have these people in your life been slayed? How many times have you seen these people fallen? And it's almost like when they enter your life, you just want to be like, look, let me help you. Whoever sent you to me does not care about you, right? Whoever sent you towards me, whoever said whatever they said, let me just tell you this has happened before. And I know how this thing is going to play out. So let me help you. It doesn't work, right? And these energies become casualties of war. And they fall again and again and again and again. But these are the same people that at one point, this is a strategy that they use because it had to be successful at some point in time. You had to be opening your car door and letting all kind of hitchhikers in. Telling everybody about what you're building or creating or growing or how you're feeling or what makes you happy. Sometimes you can't even tell people the day you're having or the day you're not having. Right? Like I have recognized that the less I say, the better it is. And that's not deception. That is not deception. But when you recognize the energy that you hold and the energy, you are just so tempting and you are so alluring. Right? Because you have a job to do. In your light, it just draws it out. It tempts it. It baits it. It just wants to come. It wants to attack. It can't help it. Right? This is an energy thing. And yes, this is happening between two vessels, but these are energies that need to work themselves out. And you and whoever the opposite opponent is, you've agreed to do this. This is an energy that is moving around earth, and all of us are responsible for converting or transmuting. And so a gesture that comes in that wants to get in your vehicle, right? A hitchhiker, they're trying to figure out when they can best fuck with your energy to stop your stability. The sender of this is someone that is afraid, depressed, heartbroken. I'm seeing somebody as a King of Swords. So this could have been the person that was offering the gesture, or this could be the person behind, or the person that sent in this spy type of energy. And so there's a King of Swords with a blocked heart chakra. This person can't trust people. This person's afraid of relationships. They're afraid of being betrayed. They're unkind to others. It's almost like I'm going to be rude to you before you're rude to me. And this person doesn't have the ability to empathize, right? And so those are all some of the symptoms of a blocked heart chakra. And that is how this character, whoever this is coming up in the energy of a King of Swords. Could be man or woman. But essentially their heart, this would be a King of Swords in reverse, their heart is blocked. Now when your heart chakra is open, you're loving, accepting, compassionate, kind, peaceful. These could be the energies that you walk in. These, which is why it was important to cloak, to appear as if they matched you, to appear as if they were familiar to you. But this person is paranoid. This person is depressed. Typically, a King of Swords is going to use their power to act with justice. They may not be the nicest or the most warm, right? Their tongue, their words are not going to be the most tender, but you can trust this person to be logical, rational. They're an authority, like they know how to execute. But this person is executing out of a broken heart, out of a closed heart. And they're depressed and they're paranoid because of where you're going. And they can't get there. They will never be able to get in the vehicle with you and arrive at whatever the destination is that you're going to. This King of Swords knows that. When I say King of Swords, I'm talking about energy, right? Somebody who's walking in the energy of a King of Swords knows that they will never be able to get in the vehicle. And so if they have to send hitchhikers, stragglers, if they have to send people to pick up on your journey, on your next stop, well, where is she going to rest? Was she going to pull over? Is she going to drive straight through? Is she eating at any restaurants? Are there certain rest areas that she prefers, right? People want to know these questions about your journey. They want to know every step of your life and how it's unfolding so that they can move forward with whatever they're planning, with whatever they're predicting. Now, in this sense, they were calling for harm and they were calling for injury to come to you in the form of a curse. But they couldn't see, they weren't in your vehicle, so they sent somebody to know when the time would be right. Right? These people, this person, this King of Swords wants absolute success. I mean, can you imagine? Can't this person just go take a nap and heal and process all of the reasons that cause their heart chakra to be blocked? I mean, you didn't block it. You may have triggered it by cutting a tie, by walking away, by recognizing the evil or the wickedness, but you didn't cause the pain. Right? And then sometimes people get so mad at you for being a light being because you revealed something. The way you respond to a situation reveals whether or not you know the truth about a situation. And you seeing the truth, if somebody turned the light off and didn't want you to see and you just happened to see, it's like, how dare you? You know what I mean? It's like, people get offended. that you expose them to themselves, and they weren't ready to see themselves. They weren't ready to stop. They weren't ready to grow. They weren't ready to, and you, but you are a divine trigger. You trigger, but it's in the name and it's in the energy of the divine. You trigger for good. It doesn't feel good to be triggered, but you trigger for good. Meaning you don't trigger people, right? And you're not even doing this on purpose, but you're not triggering people to see them vulnerable or uncomfortable in their own skin. Some people do want to see you, they'll say certain things or do certain things because they want to see your skin crawl. They get satisfaction, but when you trigger somebody, you really want them to discover the parts of themselves that they are afraid to see or that they don't want to work through. Like your intentions are pure, but a trigger is a trigger. And when you cut ties, when you kick this person out of your vehicle and said the ride's over, oh my gosh. I was born in 85. Does anybody remember this movie? And I don't know if it was okay, let me just try to recall the movie to the best of my ability. A woman is driving a car. I feel like I remember it being white. She hits somebody who could have been a hitchhiker. Well, this person is able to somehow hang on her car as she's traveling. And the one line that I cannot get out of my head is, "Thanks for the ride, lady. Thanks for the ride, lady." Maybe that's what we'll call this. But anyway, this person, I feel like when you cut ties, it's almost like you ran over them with the very vehicle that they were hoping that you would stop and pick them up in. You just kept going, but you happened to run over them. Not intentionally, like you didn't run over them, but because you didn't pick them up, because you didn't allow them, or whatever the plan or the strategy, because it didn't come to fulfillment. It didn't fully manifest because you knew what it was. Right? And so that made them feel like they got hit. Right? The very thing that I was supposed to take down and master just ran me right the fuck over. And so somebody was looking for when they could do a specific thing at a specific time. And they wanted to make sure that this conquest was absolute. This could be revenge. This could be some form of power. This could be somebody who wants to win the war even though they have lost battle after battle after battle. The thing about revenge is it delays success. But this person hasn't recognized that, right? And so when you walk away, it reveals to them that their plan, their strategy, all of the energy and the work that they put into this, it really is a way. You could take that to a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a therapist, a grief counselor, a talent coach. You could take that anywhere and develop yourself. But you decide to come and stop a moving train, right? You are a moving train. And somebody's like, "Oh, I can help you go faster." Sir, ma'am, I am on my way. I am on my way, right? I'm going to need you to get your train out of the station. You don't have no passengers. You don't know you have no destination, right? These are the type of energies that say they're offering a gesture, but they're really a hitchhiker. And you were able to pick up on it and sense it. And a broken-hearted soul is who sent the hitchhiker, or the hitchhiker themselves is a broken-hearted soul. And so this could be somebody you know. Sometimes we say the King of Swords could be like a divorced the energy of like a divorced masculine, right? Somebody who's done the heart stuff. They've done the relationship thing and they're over it. They don't really have, they're all logic. And as we know, emotions and love, it's not always rational or logical. And so for this type of person to get in their feelings and for it not to go the way that they planned, this is all out war. right? This person remembers every detail of what it feels like to be scorned, right? They categorize it. It's too much in their mind, too much in their mind, to the point that, I mean, just thinking about you loving another depresses them, terrifies them. They are paranoid. It sickens them. I feel like this person can't even eat. To think about your heart being content, you reaching stability or fulfillment, right? You having anything beautiful without this person. And I feel like this is the person behind the person. This is the energy behind the one that you cut ties with. That is what I'm seeing. And at an earlier time in life, you could have cut ties with whoever sent the spy in, right? And so you had to cut ties with the spy in the same way that you cut ties earlier in, because you've been through this before. You could sense that the energy was the same. All right, my loves. So that is the reading. This is what I'm seeing. A hitchhiker needed to know the timing to send a specific attack on behalf of somebody that wanted to send a curse, something wicked, something immoral your way. Now, I'm just going to deviate from this for a minute. I am recording this. It is now 3:04 a.m. Wednesday, October 9th. I live in Florida, and so the next 3 days, my readings are going. I've already scheduled them. They've already been uploaded. I anticipate, I'm talking about Hurricane Milton. I think that's what's like looming, maybe within the next, I don't know, 18 to 24 hours where I am living. I will be able to see some of the weather systems start to change as the storm arrives. And so I have posted these ahead of time, but I will use the community board to communicate in the event that, like, maybe I don't have power, I don't have Wi-Fi, and posting or just recording, if anything becomes a challenge for me, I will communicate that via the community board. But this is going to be the Friday message that posts. And so this is the Friday message. You will hear this one on Friday. Okay? And so all the other ones have already been scheduled. And I decided to do that prior to sweet little Milton making their way to Florida. And so I love y'all. If you are in Florida as well, I hope you have everything you need. But even if you feel you don't, you do. And so listen and stay safe. No fear. I know the weather systems are always something we can't control. And sometimes it feels good to know that there's something outside of your control, because you know something bigger and greater can, right? And so if it's bigger than you, then sit this one out and do the parts that you can to keep yourself safe. And we'll just let the rest unfold as it always was supposed to. And so I love y'all, and I will see you on Monday. This is a Friday message. So I love y'all. Take care. Bye.